Robotica, the ultimate proving ground for robotic warriors. In order to win it all, our builders and their bots will have to tame the Gauntlet, vanquish the Labyrinth, and survive the fight to the finish. I am Ahmed Zappa, and this is Panzer Mk.
Yeah, he's right about that. But what he didn't mention is that tonight we're all about putting robots to the ultimate test.
So, without further ado, now, entering the arena, a brutal contender from Robotica's past, a new design for Robotica's present. Who dares to tangle with the terrifying Panzer Mk? This six-wheeled robot tips the scales at 210 pounds. Driven by 7 horsepower and featuring tank-style steering, this aluminum bot's primary feature is its lifting arm, capable of flipping a 300-pound robot onto its lid.
And Panzer Mk was created by Todd Mendenhall. Todd says building robots isn't rocket science, and he ought to know, he's a real rocket scientist. Panzer Mk is his 7th robot overall, and his 2nd entry in Robotica. He thinks this next generation design will cause even more mayhem than its predecessor.
Panzer's back. I don't know about the other robots, but the bricks and cans are in trouble.
And his opponent, heads up, boys and girls, or should I say, heads down. With this bot, it doesn't matter. It's Re-InTriVerter. At 200 pounds, this 3-wheel design is built for maneuverability. Able to run just as fast upside down, the 16-inch diameter wheels can hop over obstacles or debris with ease. And when it meets another robot, Re-InTriVerter's 18-horsepower engine will drive that leading spike right into their cold steel hearts.
And Re-InTriVerter's design was conceived by Ted Shimoda. Ted holds a degree in robotics and manages his family's lawnmower business. He's built several gas-powered robots in the past, and Re-InTriVerter represents his first attempt at an electric one. He plans to take this 3-wheel bot all the way to the finals.
It's got 2 5-horsepower motors. It's powerful enough to pull a half-ton truck uphill.
So now you know who's playing, and here's the game. We call it the Gauntlet, and it's killed more robots than Rust. Here's how it works. Bust through the wood, pummel the cans, beat the bricks, and waste the blocks. Through the rubble, then it's up the ramp and through the glass, and the Gauntlet's yours. Any questions? No? Now's the time to ask. Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question.
Let's go down to our robot expert, Dan Dinkman.
One might assume that Re-InTriVerter's big wheels would give him an edge in this event, and against a lesser robot, that might be true. But the luck of the draw has him running against Panzer Mk. I'm not sure that anyone or anything can stop him. And I'll tell you why. I've driven this robot, and I was afraid to drive it at full speed because the parking lot we were in wasn't big enough. Plus, when Panzer pops up that front shovel, he has the ground clearance to fly over any debris. My advice to Re-InTriVerter, duck.
Thank you, Mr. Technic. It's Gauntlet time. Move, move, move!
Robots ready.
And they're off. Re-InTriVerter already into the first turn, and he hits the bricks. Panzer takes out the cans. He's around turn 1. Re-InTriVerter over the blocks now at the halfway point. And here comes Panzer, and they collide, yeah! Re-InTriVerter on that plow, but he slipped past into the wall. Ted Shimoda's trying to straighten his robot out here. Re-InTriVerter gets going now, and he bounces over the brick rubble. He's at the 3rd turn.
Panzer's struggling at the halfway point, but I don't think he's stuck on anything. I think Todd's just unfamiliar with his controls. He stops driving and looks at his RC unit every time he wants to move his plow.
He's got that plow down now, and he's pushing through the rubble. Re-InTriVerter's trying to dig himself out of the corner now.
The problem with that 3-wheel design is that whenever it turns using those back wheels, Ted's front wheel drags sideways. That strains the front wheel. In fact, it looks like he's spinning opposite of his back wheels there.
Here comes Panzer into the brick rubble and around the 3rd turn. Todd Mendenhall's working it. Well, yeah, he's having to look at those controls there, Dan, costing him time. He's getting the feel, though, as he enters the final leg. Re-InTriVerter's lining up the ramp. Here he goes, and he's on the platform. Here's the Re-InTriVerter cam as he smashes the glass. Meanwhile, Panzer Mk going toward the starting area, looking to line up that ramp himself. Re-InTriVerter's got his back to the ramp as he goes after more glass, and now he's back towards Panzer.
This is dangerous, Ahmed. His exposed rear wheels could climb up Panzer's plow there, and then he'd be in trouble.
Panzer on the platform after that collision, biding his time. He ratchets his plow down, and he goes for the hit. Now he backs into Re-InTriVerter. Oh, but Ted's bot hops free. Both break glass now. Panzer turns. He goes for the push into the gutter.
That Plow is a very effective lifter, Amit. It took Re-InTriVerter's wheels right out from underneath him. And landing nose first with those wedges, I don't think his front wheel is even touching the ground, which means he probably can't climb out of there.
Todd breaks the last pane, and the bonus glass is coming down. Re-InTriVerter grinding that motor, trying to get out of the gutter, but his wheels aren't finding traction, baby. Panzer's Plow is up, and he gets the bonus points. An aggressive strategy on the platform pays off. Todd Mendenhall secures the final points and gives him a win in the Gauntlet.
Amit, the three-wheel design showed stability problems early, and Ted wisely avoided confrontation when the bots met at the halfway point. But on the platform, there was nowhere to run, and once Panzer lifted one of those back wheels, Re-InTriVerter was at his mercy.
And Panzer Mk beats the Gauntlet into submission. It's Panzer Mk with 80 over Re-InTriVerter with 70. Tanya's down with the winner.
All right, here we have Todd Mendenhall representing Panzer Mk and his team. So that was a great round of competition. You guys started off on a little bit of a shaky ground there. What happened?
Well, we got set up, got through our side just fine, but they had already completed their side, and there was rubble everywhere. And we got up just a little bit on a brick in the front end, and I had to take my time clearing it out because I was afraid I would get it really stuck. And by that time, they're a fantastic bot. They were all the way around and back up in. They were really screaming.
They're a pretty scary bot.
Yes.
Did your wedge help you at that point?
At that point, once I got back and got the wedge back down again and clear, then I was clear to plow my way out.
Now let's talk about the ending. What happened? You got up on the platform there, and then...
Well, Jim was calling out how many panes they had broken, so I knew I had a little bit of time left, and I didn't have to hurry, and I wanted to get up in a good strategic position.
Okay.
And once we contacted at the back, which is not where I wanted to hit them if I had
Right.
to. I got a chance. They were going for panes. I was going for panes. I had gotten mine done already, and they were still going, so I decided to give them a little help.
A big pain.
Yes.
You wanted to throw them right off.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about that final moment. What did it feel like when you just finally crashed right through the end paint, the pane of glass?
It was quite a relief.
Whoa.
It was quite a relief, and it's so close now.
Okay, so looking at the Labyrinth, we're going into the next round of competition. What are you going to change?
We really just have to look to see if there's any damage and make just a change of carbon dioxide and charge the batteries up.
Okay, so look out to all the other bots, huh? Here we go.
We're going to try. We're having fun now.
On to the Labyrinth. Great job, you guys.
Now, entering the arena, his opponents run screaming into the night. His impenetrable armor mocks all that would attack him. His name, simply, Terror. This bimodal robot comes in at 197 pounds. Its permanent magnet DC motors push 8 horsepower onto its solid rubber wheels, and its chain drive can turn that juice into almost 28 miles an hour. The 10-inch pneumatic spike shoots from a cylinder with customized valves and manifold for maximum velocity. And its skin is tough 2024 aluminum paired with bulletproof Kevlar.
And the man who conceived of this terror is Mark Talcott. Mark is an electrical engineer who designs microwave components for aircraft radar. While his job is top secret, his robot isn't. And along with teammate Jason Roshvus, he plans to unleash their creation Terror on Robotica.
We named our robot Terror because we plan to terrorize the other robots with our effective weapon and strong motors.
And his opponents, beware all ye who would take on this god of robots. Behold him in all his glory, Zeus! Topping out at 209 pounds, Zeus is propelled by a tank-style drive system with its 4 wheels on independent shocks. Its pneumatic suspension system can raise or lower the bot on the fly to go from obstacle-hopping master to battle-ready menace.
And Zeus was built by Dominic Caridi. Dominic is a project manager from Burbank, Illinois. When he decided to build a robot, he headed straight for Trust Machining and his friend Rocco Marreri. Together, they built what they consider to be the robot of robots, Zeus.
We are DRT Robotics. In Greek mythology, Zeus ruled the world. We're hoping Zeus can rule the robot world.
You've already seen it once tonight, so I'll cut right to the chase. Break the walls, beat the rubble, take the ramp, smash the glass, win the game. Make me proud. And don't take no guff off the gauntlet. It's time to do this thing. Let's go.
Robots ready.
Here we go. Zeus into the cans quickly around turn 1. Slams the wall there. Terror hits the far wall around turn 1. Realigns himself. Now he's through the bricks, into the block, and high center down.
He has no plow, Amit, and it's costing him here.
And Zeus backs through the bricks, not even using his plow. Now he gets turned around. Here's the Zeus cam. Well, it's going backwards for some reason.
That tight wheelbase amplifies the controls, Amit, and makes steering very difficult.
He's through the blocks, and there's Terror. Looks like Zeus is aiming for the gap there. Oh, but he hits Terror.
He's narrow enough to get by, Amit. He doesn't want to bump Terror loose here.
He's through and into the rubble. Oh, but he backs into Terror and frees him. What a mistake. Terror moving now. He's over the block rubble into the wall, trying to get straight. Whoa, he lands in some rubble and gets high-centered again.
Ahmed's ground clearance is just the wrong height for this event. You see how the bricks are just taller than the amount of wheel exposed. All Mark's robot needs is a bounce to get on top of a brick, and those wheels are off the ground.
They are spinning helplessly. Zeus on the other side of the track has gotten past the cans. He seems to be having trouble on the wood. Now he's free, and he's at the starting area. Turns towards the ramp, and he's up. The Zeus cam, oh, close to the edge there.
This is where you can't afford to have steering problems, Amit. There's 15 points that are yours for the taking if you just stay careful.
He seems to be listening to you, Dan. Dominic has slowed it down some. Stubborn glass there. Now he nails it, and several more nice moves. Dominic is not fighting the clock here. The only one that can deny him the bonus points is himself. Looks like there's 5 panes left. Nice and slow. Oh, almost backs off the edge. There he's got one. Nice low angle as he works his way around the platform.
You can see that the front edge of this robot is a little bit lower than the back, Amit. Zeus does have a suspension system that can raise and lower on the fly, and he wisely has it at the low end for this event.
1 pane left on the platform, and that Terror team is bombing. Mark Talcott can't do anything but spin those wheels, but Terror is not budging. And there goes the last pane. Bonus glass is coming down, baby. Zeus is lining up, crowd cheering, and there he goes! The Gauntlet is his! A great show by Dominic and his team. They win round 1.
Ahmed in the Gauntlet, configuration is everything. Twice Terror got stuck, the second time so perfectly high-centered that he was actually level. Zeus, however, used his suspension and leading wedge to clear a simple path and take the lead.
Zeus takes the Gauntlet! It's Zeus over Terror, 85-45. Tanya standing ringside right now with the winner.
Dominic Caridi and his team representing Zeus. All right, Terror is quite terrified, don't you think?
Oh, I hope so by now. This is our first competition. I couldn't believe it.
Your
It's
first
an
ever?
adrenaline rush. Yeah, this is the first time the spot's ever been in competition.
Oh, how did it feel?
Oh, it was 10 times better than I thought it'd be.
What's going on in your mind?
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I didn't think you could make it, but it did, so we're cool.
That's cool. I know.
Positive.
And you're calm, but the rest of you are like, yeah, we're really excited. Now, this is a mean-looking Zeus machine.
Yeah. Well, we're here to entertain people, so we figured let's make it look good.
We like that. We like that. Now, did you have any steering problems there?
A few. I'm not very good with the remote. I never had remote control cars, and I just really am not very good at it, so I did the best I could.
I would say you did a great job.
I think it did okay.
Yeah. Now, when you started off, you went right for it, and you were both starting off at sort of the same level, and then all of a sudden, your opponent got caught. You sort of dislodged them.
Yeah, well, we kind of talked in the pits, and he said, if I get stuck, give me a bounce out of there. So I said, well, I'm going to get by him first, and then I'll give him a smack out, so I still have an advantage for getting by him.
Nice guy.
But, he made it halfway through, or almost all the way through his, so that was pretty good.
That was good, but you're kind of glad that he didn't, though.
No, I'm kind of glad we broke the big glass. That was, something I really wanted to do.
Okay, let's talk about the platform. How'd you get up there?
Up on the platform?
Yeah.
It took a little maneuvering. Like I said, I'm not very good with it, so I came up on kind of an angle, but, once we got up there, we were breaking glass and having fun. It was great.
And the end crash, spectacular.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to fly off the ramp, and try to,
Oh, that's what
give
you
a
tried
little
to do?
show. Yeah.
Woo! Well, I'd say it was a great show with that. Okay, congratulations on to the Labyrinth and Zeus.
So with all the bots through the Gauntlet, the scores look like this. Panzer Mk leads Re-InTriVerter 80-70, while Zeus leads Terror 85-45. I am super good looking. Coming up, our 4 fearless robots run, wedge, scoop, and bumper first into certain danger in the Labyrinth. And later, those who survive will battle it out for the gold medal in the fight to the finish. Robotica will return before you can change the channel, so why even bother? When we come back, we send our robots right back out on the front line. They'll risk it all in the Labyrinth. So place your bets, if that was legal, Robotica. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Robotica. Earlier we saw a strong run by Re-InTriVerter go belly up as Panzer got pushy with that plow. And Terror got his tummy tickled by a brick, a gift from the Gauntlet gods to Zeus, who earned a solid win. But things are just getting started, people. Here are the scores. It's Panzer Mk over Re-InTriVerter 80-70, and Zeus leads Terror 85-45.
But all that's going to change when they head into the Labyrinth. But first, let's go down to Dan Denknick.
Thanks, guys. Let's check on Re-InTriVerter. Ted, the last thing we saw was the vicious blow that you took from Panzer. Did it do any damage to you?
Just cosmetically, just off the side right here.
Well, it looks like a pretty good chunk, more than cosmetic to me.
Yeah, we're going to take this whole arm off for the next event.
Okay. So it's sort of disposable armor.
Oh, yeah.
Great, great. So you're all ready to go for Labyrinth then?
Yeah, all we got to do is just charge batteries, put the plates on, and we're ready to go.
Good. Well, that's one advantage to building a solid robot from the get-go. Now, Ted, how does it feel to have stood up against possibly the toughest robot in this competition and basically held your own?
Well, we designed this bot to be really tough. It can be dropped from 10 feet and still not go into any, major problems. What we're going to do for the next event, we're going to remove all our defenses. We're going to make it as agile as possible, and we're going to break glass unlike any other robot here.
Oh, that sounds great, but let me warn you, he can still engage you in the Labyrinth, and if you take off all your defenses, what could happen there?
The worst thing that can happen is probably it might land on its side. Hopefully that doesn't happen. That's more of a 50-50 chance.
All right. Todd, this is a mean-looking robot. I'm really impressed. If I was a betting man and not a scientist, I'd bet on you to win the whole event. It looked like you got hung up on a brick or something out there. Can you tell us what was happening, what was going through your mind?
Well, we had just cleared our paving stones, and they had cleared theirs at the same time. And in the bounce we took coming out of our paving stone, I believe that we ended up getting just the nose just on top of a brick. At that point, I was very cautious because this ground clearance is not that great, and I knew that if that brick got underneath me, I was done. So I had to stop, think about how to adjust my pneumatics, lift the front end, then back up a little and forth a little bit to clear the brick away, drop the wedge again, and take off.
So you were balancing the stress between making a fatal mistake in the course and your competition whipping around and beating you to the center arena.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But you were able to overcome that, and you survived in the end.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was so close, though.
That's great. That's great. Well, guys, it just goes to show that you can have the most powerful robot in the event, but if you're not confident and careful behind the wheel, you could lose it. That's the story from the pits. Back to you both.
Thank you, Dan. Now let's get to know a little bit more about the bot we like to call Panzer Mk. When rocket scientist Todd Mendenhall set out to design Panzer Mk, he started by building on his previous Robotica experience.
We learned what designs work, what designs don't work, and we are trying to incorporate some of those lessons learned into our new design. We're slightly modifying the drivetrain to give us about 70% more power and torque. In order to save some weight, we have replaced the two batteries with approximately 200 NiCad cells that are grouped in banks of 8.
Panzer Mk also has an innovative drive system that can actually shift gears, from a low that peaks at 11 miles per hour to a high that goes over 20. But the front plow is the key to this bot, driven by a non-linear 4-bar linkage optimized for lifting and flipping. This high-performance machine has Robotica in its genes. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see how great Todd's chances are.
A solid robot with a sparse lead. Now let's turn our attention to his opponent, the Re-InTriVerter. From the depths of the Shimoda family lawnmower business comes the incredible Re-InTriVerter.
It's like 10 times faster than a lawnmower, and it's around 10 times stronger too.
Faster and stronger because it's driven by a pair of powerful E-Tech golf cart motors.
The motor has 8 horsepower continuous, 15 horsepower peak, and they can operate up to a minute close to 300 amps.
But what really makes Re-InTriVerter the bot to beat is the feature that gave it its name, the ability to run right side up and upside down.
It's symmetrical. It's got the same ground clearance that's on the top and the bottom.
A full 4.5 inches of clearance, making Re-InTriVerter nimble enough to run circles around and above other robots. Re-InTriVerter's got the right stuff to go all the way.
It's time to give Re-InTriVerter the chance to even the score, and he's going to do it in the Labyrinth, and here's how it works. 6 challenges guard 6 glass panes. The tougher the challenge, the more points the pane of glass is worth. Smash through them all and get past the gates to the final pane, and the bonus points are yours. And watch out for the Robotica rats, because they're coming for you, baby.
Let's go down to Dan Danknick.
Thanks, Tanya. Panzer Mark III wants to win it all, and he plans to do it with confrontation. They have a totally redesigned wedge for destroying their opponent. It's got multiple geometries, a 2-stage sweep, and reinforced aluminum. These changes are based on everything you learned last time at Robotica. Re-InTriVerter's got speed, but no weapon. The Labyrinth will probably be decided with a fight. Expect Panzer Mark III to pick up where he left off in the last event. I'll stick with my advice for Re-InTriVerter: duck. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Here comes Todd Mendenhall's Panzer Mark III on the left, and Ted Shimoda's Re-InTriVerter on the right. No more humans! Do your thing, robots.
Robots ready.
Here we go, and Panzer right after Re-InTriVerter and turns him on his side. Oh! Re-InTriVerter is in trouble.
Yeah, Ahmed, he said this was the one danger for him, and Panzer's Plow, which is perfectly angled for lifting, exploited it immediately.
Panzer out now. He's heading for the box. He wants to get some points now. In case Re-InTriVerter regains his wheels, looks like he's jammed the box, though. That won't help him. Now he straightens it out. He turns and gets the 15 points. Nice.
Well, Ahmed, doing the math here, Panzer was up by 10 after the Gauntlet. There are 150 total points here in the Labyrinth. He has to get more than 70 to secure an overall win. 75 points is Todd's goal.
He's going for 25 more here at the rollers. He's across and he gets them. 40 total, and now Re-InTriVerter is being picked on by the rats.
And this could help Re-InTriVerter here. Unfortunately, the turntable isn't shifting Ted's robot any, but an aggressive attack by the rats could right him and give him a chance.
So far, he's still incapacitated, and Panzer is safely back across the rollers. Oh, slams right past the red rat there. Todd does not look at all bothered by the robotic rodents. He's still 2 obstacles away from clinching it, though. He's making his way toward the spikes, trying to get the timing right as Red Rat sneaks in behind him. Now he goes across, hits the sport, and now left it. He's sideways on the spikes, but he spins off and gets 15 more. He's 20 away from victory. Where does he go, Dan, the sand?
Well, with his 6 wheels, he distributes his weight enough that he... There you see that lifting power of that Plow again. His 6 wheels create a low enough ground contact pressure that he should climb through the sand easily. The most dangerous obstacles are the suspension bridge and the flip ramp because they require precise steering, and we've seen Todd second-guessing his controls today.
That rat is keeping him away from the bridge anyway, but Todd not showing frustration, but that has to be annoying. Looks like that rat's front wheel is stuck on Panzer's Plow. Now it's off. And the rat heads away. Todd's lining up the bridge. Ratchets down that Plow. And now Red Rat is back. Oh, he waited too long. Red Rat's blocking the bridge. Panzer turns away now, gonna head for the last 2 obstacles.
Ahmed, Gray Rat is poking Re-InTriVerter into the corner there. All he needs is 1 wheel to contact the wall, and he could spin himself free.
Panzer over the speed bumps, gets turned sideways. He still hasn't secured a victory here. He's in the corner now and turning towards the ramp. Todd wants a good vantage point before he risks this. This would secure the overall win. He makes it across, and there it is. Panzer's built an insurmountable lead. Now Todd just wants to avoid damage. Oh, but he gets lifted up by the ramp. Oh, he doesn't want to get caught under there. And now he scoots across. Nicely done. Panzer, oh, baby. Now he's going for the sand, rubbing it in a bit.
Any driving practice he can get in here now is good use of time. The fight to the finish leaves no room for error, and Panzer's susceptible to attack from every side except that Plow.
He's bouncing off the ramp here. Perhaps driving practice is a good idea. Re-InTriVerter's out in the open. Gets a good bump from Gray Rat, but still unable to get right side up. There's only the bridge left. Panzer is heading into the turntable here. Gonna have to get past Gray Rat. He's got that Plow up. Now he lowers it. And now it looks like he's going after Re-InTriVerter.
Well, Todd's not a mean guy, so I'm sure he's trying to get Re-InTriVerter back on his wheels, but obviously he wanted to secure the win first.
Re-InTriVerter comes away from the wall. Now he's back into it, and it looks like his front tire might be wedged in the turntable wall. He's still spinning those back tires, and Panzer's bump doesn't seem to be doing anything. Panzer tries lifting him, but nothing doing. Time is wearing away. This isn't going to accomplish much. Gets in another little bump there. Now Panzer turns toward the gate. He'll wait for that siren. There it is. Oh, he's backing up, baby. This is academic, but he'll make a show of it. Rams into the wall and takes the glass. Todd has done it. He takes his hands away from the controls there, shows he's not causing any more trouble, but he's caused enough for Re-InTriVerter here in the Labyrinth.
Re-InTriVerter had only one weakness, and Panzer took advantage of it immediately. Then he had all the time he needed to score some points and secure the win.
And Panzer Mk is moving on to the fight to the finish. You gotta love that. Score for the Labyrinth, Panzer Mk beats Re-InTriVerter 130-0. Danny is down on the floor with our winner.
Good round. Here we have Todd Mendenhall and his team representing Panzer Mk. Now, you guys 130-0. What was your strategy going into this round?
Well, they were an extremely good bot, very fast, and I was worried that if it came down to a speed race, the points were so close that we weren't going to have a chance to pull it out. So right off the bat, maybe distract them a little, get them hung up a little so that they would have to work to get loose and go out and maybe pick up a couple of quick points.
So at the end, were you trying to help out your competitor at the end? Or did
trying
you
to.
Oh, that is what you were doing.
I was trying to put them back on their wheels so they could get out and get around a little bit.
Right, and just, you know, give them a little bit of a chance in the last few seconds of the round, right?
Well, not the last few seconds of the round, but I mean, it's sad to sit there with the watch you've worked on for so long and just have one little thing happen to it. I've been on the other side of that, so it would be nice to just try and flip them back up.
That's right. It is a competition, and you guys beat this round. That is great. Great round of competition. All right, here we go on to the fight to the finish.
Now with one Labyrinth out of the way, here's how the scores look so far. Panzer Mk beats Re-InTriVerter 210-70, while Zeus is leading Terror 85-45. Coming up, Terror and Zeus play for keeps. They'll both head into the Labyrinth, but only one will survive and move on. But move on to what, you ask? The fight to the finish, of course. It's my favorite way of wrecking robots. The bot that escapes this one moves on to the finals and the biggest moment in any robot's life. We've got our first competitor for the fight to the finish. One more to go. Robotica will return. Robotica has returned. A spin of the turntable proved disastrous for Re-InTriVerter, and Panzer Mk took a casual stroll through the Labyrinth, sealing the victory with authority. I know you haven't been gone long, but I missed you, and I think the robots missed you too.
Here's how the scores stand. Zeus leads Terror by 40 points. Whoever wins the Labyrinth moves on to the fight to the finish.
The droid that wins takes home the Robotica gold medal and comes back to compete in the Robotica finals at the end of the season. The winner of tonight's show will add his name to that list.
Dan Danknick is down on the pins as the robots attempt to get ready for the Labyrinth.
Thanks, guys. Now, Zeus is a beautifully engineered machine. You gotta get a look inside this. Dominic, I understand you have an adjustable suspension. Did you use that out there?
Yeah, we used it at the beginning to set the height of the plow to begin with, but that was about it.
Okay, it's a little slow, so I'm sort of wondering how you would use it in the rest of the competition.
Yeah, it's a little bit slower than I'd like it to be. We've got to change the top sprocket arrangements so that we can get it to operate a little quicker, but it's okay just like it is. I'm going to let it go for now.
Well, sounds great. Now, any failures out there at all?
It looks like we got a tire that came apart in the back. I lost a wrap of rubber on it, but I can adjust the suspension system to compensate for the different size, so I'm ready to go.
Great, so it's really going to come in use here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, well, let's check out their competition. Guys, what are you measuring here?
Ground clearance.
Ground clearance?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you got hung up on some of the bricks out there.
Yeah, we high center on the bricks. They were trying to understand we designed it to have a proper ground clearance, but checking the measurements here, looks like we've got about 2.35 inches from the sheet metal to the bottom of the tire. Unfortunately, it looks like we've got about 2.1 inches from the bolt heads to the ground.
So it's just the thickness of one of these cap screw heads let you get high center on a 39-cent brick.
Did us in a little bit there, yeah.
It also looks like you took some tire wear out there.
Didn't help us. Yep.
So maybe that contributed a little bit too.
Yeah, I think that probably hurt us a little bit on the ground clearance.
But these are the perfect tire configuration setup for the Labyrinth, so I expect you're going to do better on that.
We're going to do great. Yeah.
We should do a lot better because I think the obstacles on the ground are not as high, so we won't have the problem of getting hung up on the obstacles with the bolt heads.
Great, great. Sounds good. Well, everyone's working here in the pit, getting the robots ready for the Labyrinth, so that's the story. Back to you two.
Thanks, Dan. Now let's learn a little more about terror. When Mark Talcott built his robot, he armed it to the teeth and armored it to the hilt. Terror boasts Kevlar-enhanced aluminum armor, a maximum of 8 horsepower, and a top speed of 28 miles per hour. But here's the most terrifying feature: a pneumatic spike maximized for power and speed.
Well, we wanted to use a pneumatic spike because we wanted to be able to punch a hole in the other robot and disable them with one shot.
With 250 psi of nitrogen behind it, the spike accelerates over its 17-inch throw. By the time it sees daylight, it's packing 2,500 pounds of hole-punching force.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to the next guy's robot right there.
With that kind of punch, Mark Talcott doesn't plan on losing Robotica.
Terror has a lot of ground to cover if he's going to move on. Before we get to the Labyrinth, let's get to know his opponent, Zeus. When Dominic Caridi named his robot, he went straight to the top.
Zeus in itself, in Greek mythology, Zeus is the god of gods. So we're figuring this is the robot of robots.
Zeus is powered by 2 75-watt Bosch motors with a set of custom machined wheel cores. The bot is encased in Lexan, but Dominic is most proud of the ferocious battle armor.
Those spikes are actually snowmobile cleats. So they're tungsten carbide and they're very strong.
That impressive armor protects a sophisticated pneumatic system that won't quit, powered by 4 individual drill motors which power the monoshock arm, suspension system, and flipping arm. Zeus is armed, armored, and ready for anything Robotica can throw at him.
They're about to put it all to the test in the Labyrinth, and here's how the game works. Beat the challenge, bust the glass, bank the points. When all 6 are gone, the gates will unlock, and 30 more are available for the taking.
Let's go down to Dan Danknick right on the floor.
Thanks, Tanya. Going into the Labyrinth, Zeus has a solid lead. He looks like he's in control. But Terror is about to unveil his secret weapon, a 10-inch pneumatic ramming spike. We've seen his speed in the Gauntlet. Should he get Zeus in his crosshairs, he'll line up for the shot and go for it. Zeus's Lexan armor is incapable of withstanding that kind of hit. These two robots will face off at some point in this event, and we've seen that when weapons come out, anything can happen. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Roaring in on the right is Dominic Caridi's Zeus, and on the left, Mark Talcott's Terror. The robots are in position. Let's do it.
Robots ready.
Turntable moving. Zeus raising his glass breaker. No fighting here. They wait to exit. Oh, now Zeus gets in a pop shot, and Terror responds, but Zeus gets into the open. Terror on the other side. Zeus can't seem to turn straight here. He's got those large forks in front, and now Terror goes after him, hits the wall, Zeus through the saloon doors, and the rats are out. Here's the Terror cam as he goes for the spike. 15 points. Terror gets ready to come back out now, trying to make up points here in the Labyrinth.
Zeus is leaving parts on the floor. Hitting the box is probably knocking off even more. Those red skirts are falling off. The 2 new long ones are already gone.
Well, he does get by that box, and he gets the 15 points. We'll see how those missing skirts affected him. Terror's back out from the spikes. Red Rat harassing him. Almost hits the turntable. He's back across the speed bumps. Looks like he's going after the bridge. He lines it up. Oh, looks like he got some air, but gets it 20 points. And he's back out clean. No ground clearance problems at the speed bumps. Zeus comes back out from the box. Gets bothered by Gray Rat. Hits the wall. Boy, he is having trouble driving straight.
And that bodes poorly if he decides to go for the flip ramp. You turn sideways there, and you're flying.
Zeus goes through the saloon doors, and it does look like he's going for the ramp. He's lining it up. Oh, but he better hurry. Looks like Terror's heading his way. Terror across the speed bumps, and Zeus goes for the ramp and makes it. Nicely done. These are big points for him, looking to extend his lead. And he's got him, 20 more. And now Terror blocks him from coming back.
Smart strategy, Amit. Zeus is not bimodal, and if Terror can trap him on the ramp and get him flipped, it's over for Zeus.
Zeus goes for it, and they clash. Head to head, Terror tries pushing him back up the ramp. Oh, brutal confrontation. Now Zeus is in the clear. He's backing over the There's only 2 obstacles left, and now Terror pursues Zeus toward the rollers. Got a saloon door hanging off one hinge. And the Red Rat gets right in Terror's face. Ouch! Zeus backs into him now. We got a logjam of like 4 robots here. Rat's picking at both competitors. Zeus is trying to get through those saloon doors. And Terror slams through after him. Oh, Terror's not letting up.
Terror has to stop Zeus from getting any more points right now. There's one of those Zeus wedges. Now's the time to use that spike and maybe hit one of Zeus's electrical wires. But we haven't seen it yet. It may not be working.
Zeus skitters free, heads into the rollers with Terror pursuing. Zeus getting spun around on those rollers now. Looks like he's across. And he gets the 25 points. That may seal the deal for Dominic Caridi. Nice. Terror's still in the way, though. And now a pushing match on the rollers. Oh, Dominic is loving it. Look at that.
This is an interesting standoff, Amit. Every time one robot hits the rollers, he loses traction and gets pushed back. Then the other one hits the rollers, and it goes the other way again.
Mark being a troublemaker here. Looks like Zeus has pushed him back now. And there's the siren. Zeus wants to go for the bonus pain, but Terror's not letting him by. Oh, he's really being a pest. Zeus gets aggressive here, tries to push past. Looks like he may have an alley. Oh, but Terror blocks him at the jump. Zeus continues to force his way past here. The gate is now in sight, just through the saloon doors, if Zeus can get there. And he backs his way through. He's at the gate. Great Rat looms nearby. Zeus is going to get a run at it. Off the pole. He readjusts. More difficulty steering. Terror still wants to come in after him, but he can't seem to steer himself. Just going back and forth there. And Zeus goes off the other pole. Time is starting to run down. And now Zeus hits the gate square. Oh, but tipped and knocked onto his face. Oh, he's done for. Dominic knows it, but he's got the grin because he's got the win. Buzzer sounds, Zeus upended. Call it a bow after a great run in the Labyrinth.
These 2 bots stayed perfectly even through 4 obstacles, but Terror knew even wouldn't win him the match. He aggressively changed tactics, going for the knockout punch, but Zeus was able to hold him off and clinch the win.
Score for the Labyrinth. Zeus beats Terror. It's Zeus with 60 and Terror with 35. Tanya's with the winner right now. Tanya?
What an expert show of driving. Dominic Caridi and your team, Zeus, representing Zeus. Now, tell me, what was that all about? That was great.
Oh, I tell you, our first shot knocked the forks off, and then we got bits of metal everywhere. It was unbelievable.
What is this you're holding here?
It was unbelievable. He's holding one of the front flipper forks, and we got some of the side anti-flip devices that just, the floor took them off. Every obstacle took them off. It was unbelievable. I am. I was running around the set. It was just unbelievable.
Now tell me about the tug of war you had with Terror on the cargo roller.
Yeah, every time I pushed him, he went up to the balls, and then I got on the rollers, and then it was over. He pushed me back. I mean, it was like a seesaw kind of thing.
Because whoever was on the rollers lost traction, right?
Exactly. And then he let up for a second. I guess his battery ran down, and I just shoved him.
That looked like that Terror was trying to corner you there for a while.
Yeah, I think that was part of their strategy, was to block us in there. They had something going. They were planning, but
it didn't last for long, did it?
No. Well, they're fantastic competitors. I mean, we had a great time. Absolutely great time.
All right, let's talk about the run at the final gate.
I had nothing left. I was hoping I'd have the forks left so that I could lift them up and actually push the top of the gates. It seemed like everybody who hit the top of the gates knocked them down easy. We lost the forks in there, and we lost that strategy, and I just didn't have enough power to push them.
That's right. I know. We're all going, come on, and all of a sudden,
motors are smoking, batteries are smoking, my power connector's hot now.
You'd swear that you were in there physically.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I was.
All right, great driving, great round. We cannot wait to see you in the next round, the fight to the finish.
When we come back, Panzer Mk and Zeus go head-to-head. Which one will survive? The fight to the finish will put one robot in the finals and the other one in the grave. Find out who goes where when Robotica returns. The fight to the finish is right around the corner. We've come too far for you to miss this, so stick around. Robotica in color. Robotica is back. Panzer Mk wasted Re-InTriVerter in the Gauntlet and gave a repeat performance in the Labyrinth.
Zeus had a solid lead going into the Labyrinth, where Terror changed his name to Annoyance.
When Zeus got into the pits after the Labyrinth, Dominic Caridi knew his work was cut out for him.
You name it, it broke. We lost the forks. We lost the anti-flips on the front, on the back. One of our motors were smoking. The batteries were low. The shoving match cost us a lot of juice. Oh, it was unbelievable.
Zeus does have replacement parts on hand, but Dominic had limited time for repair. Todd Mendenhall, however, had only to replace the gas pneumatics on Panzer Mk3's weapon.
We have a very limited supply of carbon dioxide because we didn't have a lot of weight to spare. So we've got a couple bottles. We have to switch in the bottles.
We saw the strength and effectiveness of Todd's robot in the Labyrinth, but the pit time soon revealed Panzer's weakness.
The main thing is we've been having some problems with our chains coming loose after big impacts. So we're going to have to go through and make sure that the chains are all tight and seated.
Zeus will be adding a drilling rig for the fight to the finish, but his most effective weapon could be his ability to outlast Panzer's powerful attacks. If Zeus can hold out long enough for Panzer to throw a chain, he might just win.
We've eliminated the rest. Now we're left with the best. But only one can move on to the Robotica finals. That's right, there can be only one. And to find him, we've devised a battle so brutal, it could only be called the fight to the finish. And here's how it works. Our two bots enter this elevated platform high above these razor-sharp spikes. They battle it out for 1 minute, and then the safety gates come crashing down. After that, it's an all-out war to be the only one left in the ring. Panzer Mk3 and Zeus are in position. It's time to go to battle. 4 games down, 1 to go. The competitors have now taken their places in the skybox. There's Todd Mendenhall, stoic as always. And here comes Panzer Mk3. The Plow is traditionally a simple weapon, but it's been one of the most effective we've seen at Robotica. There's Dominic Caridi on the left. He's been having a lot of fun here today. And here comes Zeus. Patched and mended, he's ready for 60 seconds of robotic mayhem. Both bots are on the platform, but only one will be allowed to stay. It's the fight to the finish, and it starts now. Let's see what happens.
Robots ready.
And here we go. Panzer and Zeus nose to nose, wheels grinding. And Panzer slams Zeus, hits the rail. And Zeus off the wall. Panzer misses this time. Zeus backwards, and they just miss colliding. Panzer trying to get that Plow lined up, and now they hit square, and Zeus gets lifted. Oh, he's on his back in the corner, and there's no way out of this for Zeus. Oh, that Plow of Panzer has been deadly all day, and we've seen it again here in the fight to the finish. Panzer gets in position. He ratchets that Plow up. Looks like he's waiting. Smart move. Dominic knows it's over unless Todd makes the mistake of hitting him while the walls are still up and possibly riding it. And there goes the wall. Panzer moves in. Oh, lightly taps him. Doesn't want to fall him over the edge. And he won't. Zeus into the spike. Dominic's robot takes the unglamorous fall. And Todd Mendenhall, the man's all business, doesn't want to celebrate too hard in front of the vanquished. But he's earned an amazing victory here today. Panzer Mk3, with that Plow of racketing, will be moving on to the Robotica season finals.
Congratulations. There you go. Good job.
Zeus dodged that Plow twice, but his luck couldn't last forever. One square hit put him on his back, and then it was just a matter of time. Todd Mendenhall waited for the gates and gingerly dispatched his opponent.
And Panzer Mk3 takes the fight to the finish like it ain't no thing. When we come back, we'll have a word with him, so stick around. You just might learn something. Robot.
And we have Todd Mendenhall and Panzer Mk3. Great round of competition. Now, I know at the very beginning, you guys were shuffling around, you're beating each other up, and then what happened? Then what?
Their wedge was just about as low as my wedge, so it took a little time and a little bit of maneuvering, and finally I managed to get a little bit to the side of them, and then I could pour the power on and try and get them to flip. They did a great job of driving and keeping out of the way to start.
That's right, and I know that you're a little bit more relieved than you are excited, right?
Yes, I've had butterflies the size of pterodactyls to start, and right now it's just all...
Okay, well, how'd you flip them?
Well, power into a gate, and the wedge that I have was designed to push them up.
And then you waited and waited and waited because you knew you had them, didn't you?
Right. Well, there's no use ramming them. They have a beautiful bot. It's amazingly engineered, so
They are.
I didn't want to destroy it any more than necessary.
Okay, I gotta know what happened at the end when you were spinning. Was this kind of like a celebrational dance that was going on? Or?
Somebody from the audience yelled "Victory Dance," so I figured I'd give him a 360.
Well, great job. On to the Robotica Championship, Panzer Mk.
The next 4 robots we meet will be the last 4 of the regular season. Then it's finals time. But until then, for Tanya Memmi, Dan Danknick, and myself, Amit Zappa, goodbye from Robotica.